Europe just launched a payment system designed to replace Visa and Mastercard. Vera has now 48.5 million users across Belgium, France, and Germany, and just signed agreements to expand to 130 million users across 13 countries. This is not a pilot program. This is the European Union systematically building infrastructure to eliminate American control over how Europeans spend money. I'm Elle of House of Elle on YouTube. I have a PhD in computer science, and I use data analysis to spot patterns in geopolitics and economics. The pattern here is payment sovereignty. Europe is moving trillions of dollars in transaction volume off American-controlled networks because they've concluded that dependence on US financial infrastructure has become a strategic liability. Martina Weimert, CEO of the European Payments Initiative, told the Financial Times, my favorite newspaper, that Europe is highly dependent on international payment solutions and needs action urgently. The EPI is an alliance of 16 European banks, including BNP Paribas and Deutsche Bank. Visa and Mastercard process nearly two-thirds of Eurozone card transactions, and 13 EU countries have no national alternative to those American companies. Here's what makes this significant. Former ECB President Mario Draghi said deep integration created dependencies that could be abused when not all partners were allies. Interdependence, once seen as a source of mutual restraint, became a source of leverage and control. That was a quote from him. When a former central bank president publicly states that American payment infrastructure could be weaponized, that is not speculation. That is European institutions pricing geopolitical risk into their infrastructure decisions. The numbers show execution and not just planning. Vera has processed over 7.5 billion euros in transfers and counts more than 1,100 members institutions. Retail payments went live in Germany at the end of 2025, with merchants including Lidl, Decathlon, and Rossmann already accepting Vera online. France and Belgium are now following in 2026. The real acceleration, I think, came on February 2nd, when EPI signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Euro-PA Alliance, a coalition of national payment systems, including Italy's Bancomat, Spain's Bizum, Portugal's MBWay, and the Nordics' Vipps Mobile Pay. This is not 16 banks anymore. This is the integration of existing national payment systems into one unified European network covering around 130 million users. Here's the mechanism that matters here. Vera is built on SEPA instant credit transfers. Users send money using just a phone number, no IBAN, no credit number, no American intermediary processing the transaction. The system allows Europeans to pay and transfer money across borders without touching a single American network. For those tracking how European financial decoupling accelerates under pressure, check my video on China ordering a massive bond sell-off. The mechanisms are different, but the pattern here is identical. Allies are restructuring away from dollar-denominated dependencies faster than American institutions anticipated. The timeline shows strategic urgency as well. President Christine Lagarde of the ECB told Irish Radio that Europe needs its own digital payment system urgently, warning that virtually all European card and mobile payments currently run through non-European infrastructure controlled by Visa, Mastercard, PayPal, or Alipay. When central bank presidents like this use the word urgently about payment infrastructure, they're signaling to markets that current dependency levels create unacceptable systemic risk. The geopolitical context is very explicit in my opinion. Weimar told the Financial Times that the geopolitical context has turned European payment sovereignty from a niche banking concern to a mainstream topic. Translation in normal words for this: Trump's trade threats, tariff volatility, and institutional unpredictability have convinced European finance ministers that relying on American payment networks is strategically untenable. The financial implications are massive as well. Visa and Mastercard process over 7 trillion euros in European payments annually. If Vera captures even 20% of that volume by 2030, that would be 1.4 trillion euros in annual transaction volume migrating off American networks. Card networks typically charge merchants 1 to 2% in fees. At 1.5%, that would be 21 billion euros in annual revenue that would shift from American companies to European infrastructure. By the way, if you're finding it hard to track what is real versus what's performative politics anymore, that is exactly why critical thinking skills matter. My book, Awake, the Practice of Critical Thinking in an Age of Soft Lies, breaks down how to identify when you're being manipulated by information overload versus when you're seeing genuine institutional failure. It's available in ebook and audiobook. Subscribers get 10% off, and you can get the first chapter for free using the links in the description. But now let's talk about what this means for American financial dominance. Payment networks are not just profit centers, they're data infrastructures. Every transaction processed through Visa or Mastercard generates behavioral data that American financial institutions can analyze. When Europeans move payments to Vera, they're not just changing processing, they're reclaiming data sovereignty. Banks using Vera gain direct access to rich, real-time transaction data that would otherwise be mediated by card networks. European banks can now build customer behavior models without the data flowing through American servers. For intelligence agencies and economic policymakers, this matters a massive deal. Payment data reveals consumption patterns, supply chain dependencies, and economic vulnerabilities. Europe is closing that intelligence gap. The implementation strategy is very sophisticated, in my opinion. In the Netherlands, Ideal will be integrated into Vera in 2026 and fully phased out by the end of 2027. They're not asking Dutch consumers to adopt something new. They're essentially migrating them from a trusted national system to a European one with minimal friction. The user experience stays familiar, while the underlying infrastructure shifts to European control. For more on how this connects to broader European strategies to reduce exposure to American policy volatility, check out my video on how ICE protests are winning Canada and Europe $14.5 trillion in redirected investment flows. Payment infrastructure is one component of systematic decoupling. The competitive positioning here is deliberate as well. Vero's 2025-2026 roadmap includes stored alias tap to pay at points of sale, one-click e-commerce checkout, and instant refunds. They're not building a limited regional system. They're essentially building feature parity with Visa and Mastercard while offering faster settlement times and lower merchant fees. Here's where American complacency becomes a strategic error. Visa and Mastercard executives have publicly stated that they're unconcerned about European alternatives. They point to previous failed attempts at European payment unification, but those attempts didn't have 500 million euros in bank funding, 48.5 million existing users, and geopolitical urgency driving adoption. The competitive landscape has fundamentally changed. The regulatory environment accelerates this as well. The EU's instant payment regulation mandates that all euro payments settle within 10 seconds by 2025. PSD3 takes effect this year, creating additional pressure for instant account-to-account payments. European regulation is structurally advantaging Vera over card networks that were designed for slower settlement. There's also a parallel initiative. The ECB is developing a digital euro, a central bank digital currency, that would provide government-backed payment infrastructure. Merchants in the Eurozone would need to accept digital euros in store and online by 2029, when the ECB plans to start issuing this token. Europe is building redundant payment sovereignty across both private sectors and government infrastructure. But here's my prediction now. I think that by 2028, Vera processes 500 billion annually. Visa and Mastercard's European market share will probably drop below 50%, and American financial institutions will likely begin lobbying for reciprocal market access restrictions. The pattern we're watching is not European protectionism. It is European institutions concluding that payment dependency on America creates unacceptable vulnerability to policy volatility. The Russia precedent matters here as well. When Visa and Mastercard cut Russia off from their networks in 2022, European policymakers noticed, of course. The message was very clear: if geopolitical relations deteriorate, American payment companies can be weaponized. Europe is building infrastructure so that that scenario becomes impossible. For those of you tracking whether institutional fractures in American power accelerate or stabilize, check out my video on the 3 reasons why this power grab will likely fail in my view. The mechanisms show a consistent pattern. When allies start building alternatives to American infrastructure, it signals that they've lost confidence in American institutional stability. I think that Vera will expand. The question is how fast American policymakers recognize that European payment decoupling is not reversible. When 130 million Europeans Europeans can pay across borders without touching American networks, that is not a competitive threat to two companies. That is a structural shift in financial sovereignty that reduces American leverage over European economic behavior. For more on how confidence in American institutional competence is collapsing across allied governments, check out the video on screen right now. The payment infrastructure is just one data point in a much larger pattern of systematic decoupling. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.